All right, gentlemen, introduce yourself.
I'm Keon White.
All right. Now, you guys did a little tag team homework assignment.
Correct.
So why don't you tell me how that went down?
Well, we went out to see the average Joe. We didn't go to a huge mega Cadillac dealership or anything. We tried to go for something in the middle, and we expected to find the average auto salesman.
What we really found out was, the guy we ran into, he was basically probably one of the youngest guys in there. But he was the sharpest.
Let's start with how the whole meet and greet went down. Where were you greeted?
We was actually meeting and greeted. We walked through like the little service area. All the other salesmen was in the showroom. And he was just standing there already waiting for us.
Okay.
And
So we try to like walk away. We actually try to make it harder. I know timing was part of the thing. We wanted to see how long it takes him to come to us. Is he going to come to us? So we kind of went away from the side. We would try to go away from the building.
Right.
We didn't want to make it easy on him. The guy was like a hawk. He was like a ninja. He came out of nowhere.
Love it.
And right in the middle, he didn't say it the way we're taught. He said, how are you guys doing? How can I help you?
Okay.
And so I tried to push him off. I was like, oh, we're just looking around.
So let's stop right there. He did give you the open door. You guys are nice guys, homework assignment, but he gave you the open door to basically unload if you were potentially an upset customer who had been jerked around a few other dealers.
Yeah.
So we learned from our training yesterday never to, we don't have a hi, can I help you, Matt, in front of our door. So, but he was aggressive and he greeted you promptly, so that's a good thing. So let's continue.
So basically he asked us how we're doing, all that good stuff. We said all right. He asked us how may he help us, and then we was like, well, no, we're just looking. And he was like, all right, first off, and that's when he jumped in and he took control, walked up in front of us. Which one of you guys, what did he say again?
Well, he introduced his name.
Yeah.
He said, blah, blah, blah.
Did he ask you your guys' name?
Yes, and then he asked our names, and he remembered our names too, which I thought was pretty impressive.
Good.
And then he asked us how can he help us, what we're particularly looking for. And I try to keep it as broad and open as possible. I said, I don't know, I'm just looking for a car, automatic, four-door sedan.
And I just said, I don't know.
He said he didn't know.
Right.
And then so the guy, he took his time and he went around the entire parking lot. And said,
Yeah.
well, and what he did was first he sold the dealership to us. He said what the dealership had to offer, that they were the best in town. They could beat any. He pretty much said they're pretty much like the Walmart of car dealerships.
Right.
How they operate, that the prices are low, what they endorse, safety-wise, that there you got, instead of 85-point safety check, they have 107 list. He showed us the list. This guy, he was magic.
And then we tried to separate. We separated actually, and he was saying he was looking for a car for his wife, and I was just saying I'm a new first-time buyer. I don't know what's going on, and he dealt with him for a couple seconds.
Right.
And I walked across the lot.
Right.
Then he had stuck him on the car to look at. While he was looking at the car, he came over and dealt with me.
Right.
Then he came back over to him, and then got us together, and then led us into the building. It was
So he was effectively working both of us. Even though we were trying to make it so he couldn't,
Right.
he was still doing it. And the thing that impressed me too was every car out there, and they're all different. That's what I liked about the dealership. They weren't all Toyota or something.
It was just everything.
Everything.
Lexus,
And he,
BMW.
before we could even walk up, as we're walking up to the car, he goes, well, right here, blah, blah, blah. He knew what it was, what the price was without looking at a piece of paper, sticker, or anything like that. The mileage, he could assess the mileage real easily. And if I caught my eye on that for 2 seconds, I was like, oh, this is nice. He's like, well, right here we have this and this as well, which were pretty much the same type of model. And they weren't just lined up next to each other. It wasn't easy. Like sometimes he would point to the very back of the parking lot and be like, well, this car is also kind of like this one, and that one's $1,000 cheaper, depending on your price range, what you're looking for. Pretty much selling me any option I was willing to or could conceive in my mind to be an influence of purchase.
Okay, let me ask you a few questions. Remember yesterday I told you average Joe comes in two forms. Comes in the guy who just doesn't really care, and it comes in the form of the good guy, the guy like you ran into, eager, wants to do a great job, but lacks the proper training.
Right.
I'm here to tell you that from yesterday we learned about the proper meet and greet.
Yeah.
What was the next step in the process?
Business card.
Business card, and then we conducted a proper.
Interview.
Where should we conduct that proper interview?
And
At the
beginning.
desk.
A controlled atmosphere at the desk. He had virtually no control of you guys. Okay, how is he going to show you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars when he hasn't determined what's affordable for you and what's not. Okay, nice guy, did a great job, great product knowledge, just needs some more training. So let me ask you, did he ask you at all about your trade at any point in time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He went through all that.
Was that on the lot?
Say again?
Was that on the lot or after you got inside?
It was on the way in.
Okay.
So because he said,
Did he ask you what your current monthly payment was?
No.
Didn't never ask you that. Did he ask you about your payoff on your car?
Yeah.
inside. Once
Did he ask you if you had a service contract, gap insurance?
Right. Once he conducted the interview, he started asking about if there was a payoff on it, how much money I was willing to put down.
Right. This is after you've looked at a lot full of cars. Okay. Now, at some point in time, did you meet a manager?
No.
Okay, so tell me how everything proceeded after the interview. Did he car you down at any point in time and find what you felt was the right vehicle for you?
Yeah.
Okay. And once he did that, what did he do from there?
We told him that we had to leave
Mhm.
and all that good stuff, and he basically wrote all his information out, got all our information.
Stop.
and just-
From your training yesterday,
Yeah.
who has the authority to stop a sale?
No,
Man-
just
the
us,
manager of the
and,
center.
So did he stop the sale?
no, we did.
Right. Did he introduce you to a manager before you left?
No.
Okay. So this is going to happen every day, fellows, in showrooms across the country. You will get somebody in. What did I say the statistic was yesterday? The percentage of people that don't buy the same day? 80%. But we want to make sure we give them all the information they need before you leave here today, so that way you can go home and have an educated, make an educated decision, have an intelligent conversation.
Right.
Obviously, especially when you're presenting maybe a vehicle for your wife, you're going to have some more facts. You come home and you don't know what the payment's going to be, what your trade's worth. You're a big dummy, right?
Right.
You got to have facts. So, nice guy, did a good job, but he never asked for the business, and you went home with not enough information to make a decision.
Yeah.
Okay, would you agree? So far, based upon your training, what maybe perhaps could you have done a little differently to regain control of that sales process?
Basically what I would have done, after the meet and greet, I would have brought him in and done my interview.
Amen. That's exactly what you do. And by doing that, you're gaining control of the sales process. And the "hi, can I help you, how you doing?" that just opens up the door for a price objection right then and there, and then a lot walk. And that's exactly what happened. Information overload. It's nice to have a lot of great cars. How do you know that you can afford every single car on that lot, or you're willing to pay for what's on the lot there? Maybe it's not a matter of affordability, just what you're willing to spend.
Right.
Okay? By not conducting a proper interview, you lose control of the sales process. Nice kid, didn't have control of the sales process. Okay, he knew his product, that's great. He was personable, that's great. But you never met a manager, and he had no control. And you left without all the facts you needed. Does that sound about right?
Right.
Okay. Round of applause.